Right then, so move on to game two, and that is the Storm against the Warriors. The Warriors, of course, now without a head coach after the biggest, probably questionable sacking I've come across in NRL recent history. Kearney goes. The Warriors weren't travelling bad, but now you've got to think that someone's going to come in and they're going to stir the pot a whole different direction. I don't see the Warriors doing well off the back of that, to be honest.
So I see this going one of two ways. Keep in mind that this is now being played at Jubilee and not at Amy Park because of the COVID scare in Victoria. Thank goodness I got out of there when I did. Either the Warriors come and they play like absolute dog poop and they get blown out of the park, or they play for Kearney and they prove that the sacking was wrong and they thrash the Storm by about 30. Now, you and I have both gone the Storm on this one. Jerome Hughes comes back in the halves. Riley Jacks drops out. Seve drops out as well for Josh Adokar. So they're back to full strength. And for the sparks of brilliance that we have seen from the Warriors in the last 4 weeks, I mean, they had, after scoring the first try, 40 points put on them last week. And, the writing was on the wall for Steve Kearney. Don't get me wrong. The writing was on the wall probably at the back end of last year. We knew at some point it was going to happen, but the circumstances in which it happened, I think the Warriors have done him dirty. The Warriors have done him dirty. The Warriors have done the players dirty. You could see it when Todd Payton was being asked, hey, was it coming? And he straight up said, yeah, I think it was. We didn't think it was going to be this week. Yeah, they've still won 2 out of 4 after the break. They're only 2 points out of the 8. But when you look at the past couple of years and how they've gone, it's a tough one. You feel for Steve, you feel for the players because they've been putting everything all out on the line. They've not been with their families for the last 2 weeks. And I know we've kind of gone away from the game analysis here, but a full-strength Storm squad against a very emotional Warriors side at the moment, I can't see any other result than Storm 13+.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think that it's hard not to get almost emotionally invested with the Warriors with how much they've given up to actually keep the competition running. And I think when it comes down to the end of the season, I think people won't realistically care who's won it that much. I think it'd just be a case of the season's actually been completed because it looked like the 2020 season had just been completely written off. So for the Warriors, I mean, there's no crowds right now for them, at least at Mount Smart. So for them to make this kind of decision, it just seems like it wasn't one that needed to be made right now. Probably not for the rest of this season. I think once they knew what they were in, but I think the dynamic in itself will probably throw the Warriors off. I mean, there's been a lot of rumours of unrest in camp with a few players saying that they'd even pack up and go home now. Don't know how true those rumours are, but after any coaching change, teams are usually a little bit disgruntled, and when you come up against a Storm side that lost last week, I mean, how often do you see the Storm lose 2 in a row? So it's going to be a case of the Storm, but by how much? I tend to agree that it's going to be a margin larger than 12. With the rule that I've been going off of, like the last sort of few weeks, is Warriors win one, lose one, win one, lose one. I know they lost last week, but I think the pattern's broken now. I don't see the Warriors winning this one.